E aí, como é que vocês estão? Eu sei que a live de hoje que eu fiz sobre, na verdade ontem, pra eu postar esse vídeo amanhã. Eu tô gravando no dia que eu fiz a live da história de Fontaine, do último ato. Creio que seja o último, porque né, tudo foi resolvido. No final a Furina perde o cargo de arconte, porque ela é humana e ela não ganha visão, não ganha poder de arconte nem nada. Nem mostra um finalzinho dela aparecendo, ela só vê que o problema de Fontaine foi resolvido, que a profecia realmente acabou. E aí ela mesmo que ajudou a fazer tudo isso, não aconteceu nada com ela, não ganhou nada, só foi pra uma casa, deixou de ser arconte, não ganhou visão, não ganhou poder nem nada. Eu fiquei tipo, pô, ela tem poder aqui, ela tem duas formas. Ela tem poderes elementais ainda. Por que que não explicou nada na história? No final ela ganhando poder, algo assim, porque não mostrou nada assim. Não faz sentido. Não faz, né? Até que depois que eu terminar a live eu lembrei que ela tem missão lendária pra fazer. Então é hoje isso que a gente vai fazer. A gente vai realmente ver o que vai acontecer com ela. E eu iniciei 2 vídeos, porque eu vi 2 formas dela e... Não, quer dizer, eu olhei bem pra frente com a câmera e percebi a visão. Então meio que eu já recebi um spoiler já, um mini spoiler, sabe? Um mini spoiler do que aconteceu. Eu vou responder a minha amiga aqui. Calma aí, a gente vai iniciar. Obrigado. Vamos lá. Recompensa de reputação de Fontaine. Esse aqui já tô na máxima já. Eu tô brisada. Inclusive eu tinha que gastar resina, né? Depois eu gasto. Eu respondi ela só assim porque eu não sabia o que dizer. Mas depois eu respondo ela melhor. Deixa eu só ver se ninguém mandou mensagem no negócio aqui. Calma. Ah, mandou sim. Chegou. Eita caralho. Não sei se eu não achei uma palavra mais certa. Calma. Eu esqueci de botar o som no... Desculpa, gente, desculpa. Calma, deixa eu arrumar o som. Puta que pariu. Agora sim. Foi, pensava que era voltando. Eu vou tirar uma print só pra ver se o Luskin repara. Deixa eu ver. Mano, se ele reparar vai ser só uma print assim do nada, sabe? Uma print assim do nada. Mano, ele olhando aquela visão vai ficar tipo, porra é essa? O que tá acontecendo? Ai, tipo assim, vai até a guilda de aventureiro. Nossa, faz tempo que a Caterina não aparece, viu? Faz tempo, nossa senhora, mas faz tempo pra caralho. Você não precisa ser tão direta. Quanto mais lucrativa, melhor.
You know we're worth it for quality work and speedy results.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most... Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that...
Don't worry about that.
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some
That does sound like a...
That's right. There are only a few days left until the performance.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, even if we took the commission, neither of us have any...
If you're interested in helping, maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be...
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate us.
Mano, eu vou contar pra minha amiga agora.
Hello there, are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two!
Wow, sounds like... but to answer your question, neither of us have any experience.
I see. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. That's the thing. All our sets and props are very... If we had a way to make this profitable, things might...
Disband? You're split...
Oh,
Não
I guess the
suporta
lady at the event
figurante,
won
mano, não
last show.
suporta.
And after, nobody wants things to just... Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic... The show just won't be the same without her.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. What if we...
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. I think we should find someone who will put on the best performance possible.
Oh, meu Deus do céu.
Oh, wait! What about... you and
Ó, fizesse melhor... É flutuação? Não sei, não vi, prestei atenção. Alguém fizesse melhor apresentação. Ah, só apresentação.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the...
Who are you
Será que
thinking
tá falando
of?
da Furina
Sounds
mesmo?
like someone famous.
Ai, sabia.
Her?
Furina.
You're...
Ó, que filha da puta.
Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage
Achando que
before,
é
but
piada.
Paimon's pretty confident that she...
You're not
Desculpa
wrong
pelo
there.
palavrão.
She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
Ainda bem.
Well, yes. Fair enough. I'm sure everyone in our troupe, of course, it all...
No point in stressing about... Besides, things are different now. There's no reason...
Thank you for your help.
Eu acho que os skins
I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
where does Furina actually live nowadays?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Ó, a Catarina saiu de lá de dentro.
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case it is my duty to support commissioners and...
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, now that we've got the...
A pequena Oceanide.
The show begins!
Mano, toda a forma dela tá com visão. Tá com visão. Olha isso. Ela tá online? Sim, ela tá online. Será a voz? Ah, tem que... Pera aí, eu já volto.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
I hope the weather is nice like this tomorrow as well.
Não tem visão? Voltei. Mano, eu acho que a visão só... Eu acho que a visão aparece assim que você ativa a lendária, eu tenho quase certeza. Porque
I present
eu nunca reparei nessa visão. Ou não. É.
the show begins.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives... Not that there's anything wrong with this place, it's just, a bit of a step down from the
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner
Ai,
isn't
ela,
in
hein?
earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Olha uma pedra aqui. Uma pedra normal, que ela vai ganhar a visão dela, certeza.
Ah! Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a
Olha,
few
ela tá
more
falando todo
bags.
normal agora. Ela não tá agindo daquele jeito, ela tá agindo super normal, igual ela é, né? Porque ela tava fingindo ser outra pessoa, agora tá sendo ela mesma.
I used to have a much wider range
Parece
of
super
choices when
humilde
it came to
também.
food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Eita! Não se cansa de macarrão todo dia?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week,
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity. It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Profiterole. Vou mandar pro Skinny pra ver se ele sente a referência. Ele já notou algo. Já tá. Calma.
Um dos olhos dela tá de cor diferente, mas eu não sei se é isso. Acho que ela já era assim, né? Sei lá, fora o olho não vejo nada diferente.
Ô, caralho, caiu um negócio, desconectou tudo aqui. Ô, que merda, para com isso. Desgraça. Mano, que ódio. Mano, eu vou ficar maluco. Pronto, parou. Bora lá continuar.
Ah, there it is.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if
que
you're
pena.
just here to clown
Não tá recebendo
around, then
convidados.
please be
que
on
triste.
your way. Shoot!
Ah, que isso, Furina.
Sorry, we're sorry. Please don't be mad. Yeah, exactly what the traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make... Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon.
I don't
né,
even... Don't
mas
worry,
sei lá.
it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so... I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well-versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capability, but given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
Ah, vai recusar.
Sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the...
aposentar.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Indelével, hein? Nossa.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was.
É, deve ser bem triste isso aí.
Of course, that can't be undone now. it's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing, but at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Isso não tem problema, né?
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Então não vou me apresentar e assim encerrar.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Oh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I... Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought...
It's alright, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. Alright then, we'll see you around, Furina!
Toodaloo to you too.
Meu Deus, esse negócio tá
I'm
desconectando
going
toda
home to take a
hora.
rest now.
Que ódio. Mano, tô ficando puto, velho. Pronto, parou. Ué,
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much? Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision.
Temos que respeitar.
Maybe the thought of performing
sim,
brings up too many painful memories now.
Vamos lá.
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When
You didn't need to say it.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my...
Shortly after you left, excuse me, but can you both take a...
Sorry. I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We've got.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with—
Only joking, calm down. So, despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliant. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as—
You're right. I'm sorry.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Ela seguiu. Eu pensei, será que ela tá escondida, espiando?
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I
Sei não.
realized I've... Alright, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
Aí é muito bom.
Hello, one and all.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining, and all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then to make matters worse, but in any case, it sounds like the issue has—
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart—
There's no need to think like that, and no need to keep addressing me as lady. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it— if the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be— everyone seems so devoted to the troupe.
We all want to believe that, but everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as—
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two.
She was a loyal fan of your performances late. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had— people loved our performances back then.
And then disaster.
Yeah. After that, none of us know anything about script writing, let alone it's agonizing. But ultimately—
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginning. I suppose it's fair to say then that this fight—
Yes, exactly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here.
Furina.
I know what you're
Deixa eu ver se ele
thinking, but I
percebeu.
by no means plan to cross the
Meu
boundary
Deus,
I've
se ele
set for myself.
percebido.
Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide, but only if you
Ele não
feel that—
percebeu
Oh,
ainda bem.
most definitely.
we unfortunately don't have—
I don't need any compensation. Something I've begun to realize since the law only judges criminal behavior. What about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them? An interesting answer. Take, par exemple, how this—
Still a fan of your— You just want to get back in.
No, this is a—
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a
Eita.
story.
Já que é você faria, especialmente especialmente já que é relacionado ao caso.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge... Alright, follow me. We'll go to our...
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much? Yep.
Quase. Vamos lá. Pera, entrou na casa dela? Carai. Eu pensei, sabe? Pô, não vai dar nem pra entrar na casa. Mas dá sim, caralho. Vai dar pra entrar na casa dela. Que da hora. Não é a casa dela? Agora nem sei porque. Ah, não, não é a casa dela não. Porque ele também tinha um palco.
Lady Furina?
Não tá na casa dela não. Ah,
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. You bet! That was the trial of the century.
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't.
Oh, please don't mention it. We just...
So, you were saying
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front. The protagonist of the story she longed to live just like any other human. And sure, but one day, her true identity was exposed.
so far, so good.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, we need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But
We still haven't decided between a happy ending.
By true to life, you mean the direct...
yeah, but then there's the question of whether
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light And one last thing. We're still the first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him.
although
What opportunity?
maybe
Our director was constantly singing your praises.
I suspect the reason, but one by one, all the...
makes sense. Okay, priority. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson...
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson... Nothing. I suppose my So, allons-y. 2%.
Lá para pois em procura.
Boring. Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me.
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last...
Okay then.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most... Even once he's done, it is...
Someone told me they'd just seen you in
Olha
Poisson.
quem apareceu,
I assumed
Navia.
it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the
Não,
meantime.
véi.
I've made all the arrangements already.
Não. Droga, desculpa.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. Get over here, you! How...
Que crime é esse?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I...
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a... But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easy, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
Bom, você vai perdoar e esqueci a foto da ação da Arconchide em dia 14.
To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress, playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here. Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Olha, vocês são o mais próximo de amigos que tenho. Chamou Eta de amigo, olha que legal. Isso é bom. Então agora não existe uma quantia de furina, pode ser considerado. Sim. Uma região. Sim.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Talvez você dê passo maior que a perna. Eu também. Isso não parece com você.
What do you mean by that? You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my response?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a...
Vamos ver. Deixa eu ver se mudou ali o perfil. Muda não, continua sendo interrogação. Tá lá em cima, né, eu acho.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll.
And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Que
Great.
linda.
Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet.
Ai, que fofo.
I don't know whether you can tell.
Os dois sentadinhos, velho, que
The
bonitinho.
years of suffering and
Nossa.
loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be.
Enfim, vamos continuar. Só tirei print aqui.
As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only doing your duty.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on,
Que
it
triste.
got harder and harder to bear. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task and was haunted. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario. Everyone rose to their responsibilities. And I finally regained, but on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Reward?
Porque agora você pode finalmente falar o que sente. Você não precisa mais ficar angustiada, solitária. Não. Não sei mais o que falar. Qual das duas opções?
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was. And exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at me.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just...
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
O que Paimon quis dizer era que ela não gosta de tiro pra baixo.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to... At least the choice is in my... All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Essa música é tão bonitinha, né? Combinou muito com o momento.
Didn't you say
Bom,
you
eu
needed to
acho.
watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on.
Come on. It's not every day we get to. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl.
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Nossa, que bullying gratuito!
Sorry.
Que bullying gratuito! A Paimon segurando pra não rir. Que isso, Paimon? Que feio! Que feio!
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
Eita!
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness.
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script.
Isso parece
I
familiar.
think it's a symbolic
Eu
statement
lembro
about our
muito bem
director's life and
do
legacy.
javali de água lá. Da casa lá, da casinha lá, que é uma missão de mundo.
She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our. It was only after she was gone that we realized.
You mentioned earlier that the troop is like your...
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to. It was like that until the director found me when she took me under her wing.
She sounds like a really...
She really was. She gave. I was a lost child too when she found me. The other kids were always picking fights with me. One day, I got beaten up so bad.
Let me guess.
Yeah. For the first time in my.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god.
Please, the honor is all mine. I was
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of... I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. She finds love and friendship in the people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years.
Consciousness? You mean.
water as a conscious entity.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love. One that extended to all of humanity.
There's actually something else that. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if The little...
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps...
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director O'Reilly's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine, and we waited and waited at the rendezvous point. But she never came.
Carai.
We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but...
The director was the kindest soul in the world.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that...
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my...
Villemont? The one...
Yeah. He's been...
Grief? Guilt, more like. Because... Well, speaking of the play being true to life...
What? You...
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the end. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her. Not that it came as a shock or anything. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's set, well, maybe that. And now... So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it...
In that case, you have to straighten things out. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's...
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
Deixa eu ver um negócio. Tô curioso agora. Onde é que fica o domínio lá da baleia? Mano, não tá aqui. Acho que eu tenho que desbloquear. Será que é na lendária? Ah, mas não faz sentido. Ela apareceu na missão principal.
Tea parties are a must for the
Só tem uma
well-mannered.
ligação, então.
If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Vamos lá.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not...
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium.
Precisely! And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power, as much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a, damsel.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Que isso? Celeste? Não, é Lavier. Ah, Celeste Lavier. Ah, Celeste Lavier. Acho que é algo assim.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aww, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to...
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Bom, já que ela não vai batalhar, eu vou usar só o casual mesmo. Só pra ficar canônico mesmo, só pra ficar canônico. Ah, é sério isso? Ah, então toma então. Nossa, porque logo... Mano, porque logo Slime Cryo, velho.
Allow me. Yeah.
Ah, não. Mas nem fudendo que tem mais. Sacanagem isso aqui, viu?
Time to go. Into the wind.
Covenant of the deep.
Ah, não vai fugir não. Não vai fugir.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Ué, cadê eles? Ah, é pra caminhar aqui pra cima. Olha.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's...
I can explain. We've been rounding up the...
So, you think knowing the truth... If I open this can of worms now... The amount of... Unless you mean to... I don't want to talk about it. Listen,
Acho que eu tô enrolando demais a missão.
I used
Nossa
to think that
senhora.
my love for Aurelie
O
was
vídeo
a
vai
point
ficar
of shame,
enorme.
but now... the little OC in it cannot be... As you all know already, the troop was kept... We took on side... So, anyway, one day after, it seemed like a win-win. The drink in question was...
Isn't that the drink paddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this wasn't it, but things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told... I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Caralho.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation. We could have... How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside.
Nossa, furina é incrível, né?
That's how you should remember her. And that's, I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but...
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And if you really hate each other, and can't reconcile your but you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? What are you laughing at? I don't...
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that... For a moment there, if she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did.
Really? But she sounded like...
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all...
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So,
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victim. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being...
No.
Well, we'll leave this...
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Marmonia. The rest of you, head back.
E lá agora? Meu Deus, essa missão é longa. Não tô reclamando,
Time to go.
mas eu quero ver o final logo.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the
Eu
serial
tô gostando da missão,
disappearance case.
tô gostando.
That's
Mas eu
still,
quero ver
since
o
you
que
were the
vai
ones who
acontecer com a
discovered and
Furina logo.
submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay.
So, this is all Aurelie left behind.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too!
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here for... Aha! I found something. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions that if we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive...
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait. It cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Alguém foi levado com isso, são leis ou talvez 7. Alguém tentou escapar ontem, mas foi pego. Já não fez isso desde então. Esse foi ontem, talvez não perdi a noção do tempo. Há muito tempo, sinto muito. Eu não sei se escrever, se isso faz alguma coisa ou por quanto tempo poderia fazer isso. Já consigo lembrar destino se aproximando, mas ainda mais amedrontador que isso. Eu vi outros da Tupi aqui. Será que eu realmente protegi eles? Sinto muito. De verdade, eu não posso escrever mais. Eu estou com febre e os problemas do meu estômago voltaram, mas ninguém me deu remédio algum. Eu acho que tenho mais sorte que Grace. A dor deixa ela acordada a noite toda. Suponho que eles acham que qualquer coisa vale enquanto as cobaias possam ser usadas antes de morrerem. Que lugar úmido, dei o meu cobertor para ela. Que frio, tão frio. Desde que se persista, tudo vai passar. Haverá uma recompensa para o trabalho duro. Eu gosto de contar isso para eles, mas será quem não está mais conseguindo persistir? Se alguém vê isso, Tupi segura. E é importante, por favor, Deus, desculpa a vida, Toro, arrepender-se, cria. Essa página é uma bagunça horrível. A caneta da escritora parece ter vagado pela superfície, literalmente. Se é possível entender algumas palavras muito mal. O diário acaba a partir dessa página, substituído por letras de música. Alguns não na forma de jornais, outros são escritos à mão com muitas rassuras e mudanças. Aparentemente as páginas foram consultadas sempre que esse era o caderno pessoal da diretora artísticas Aurélia.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait.
Continua-se a se folhear caderno, entretanto, uma página foi rasgada, dobrada e colocada na próxima última parte em branco. No fundo, a página dobrada, as duas linhas que Aurélia escreveu numa letra é muito mais legível que antes, mas parece que isso consumiu muito esforço e tempo para ela. Se você se tornar humana, você não poderá mais revelar seu segredo para ninguém. Você sofrerá muito, solidão eterna. É isso que realmente você quer? Porque sou a irmã mais velha para eles e eu amo eles.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and... Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Agora é pra ir onde? Leve o diário até a diretora de volta. Tchau. Consiga se reunir com calma para finalizar esse dia.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if we know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't... Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance, to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this...
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless... If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer.
Actually, before that, I'd like during the curtain call, please allow me to use the director.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally, besides, a role...
Well, if you're sure you're okay...
Now, alright. I'll leave you to fine-tune your music.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
That place? Oh, don't be silly.
Whoa, wait, what?
No, that's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Se não sabe brincar, não desce pro play. Acredita em si.
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervila.
Acho que tá acabando a missão. Assim, eu acho.
Hey, look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
Ah, não consegui ler o resto, que ódio.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But when, in the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Retorno? Olha, retorno.
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist, Cleo, are all modeled after your own. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to...
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't, nor do I think it is any great shame. This experience is a case in... I
see. Well, I'm glad to learn... I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales.
Thanks, Nervalette.
You are very welcome.
Time to go.
Nem eu sei. Eu vou responder. Obrigado. Oh caralho. Obrigado. Nem eu sei. O livro ali em cima. O item. Vamos ver. Não tem nada. Vou fazer. Vou. Vamos lá, continuar. Acho que tá quase acabando, eu acho, né? Eu acho. Não sei quantas vezes eu vou falar isso ainda. Que crime? Calma aí. Agora que eu percebi o crime que eu cometi. Eu esqueci de colocar asa nela. Asa nela. Nossa, como pude fazer isso? Olha que linda. Perfeito. Nossa senhora.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The opera at the Claise is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with... We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity. But we now have all of the ingredients necessary. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and now, let's work together and make this...
This is truly...
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Wow, you two had a
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far.
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to...
Que bonito. Olha que arte linda. Olha que lindo. Que lindo. Nossa senhora, quer tirar print.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo...
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long... If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take this...
Why? What?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage and... Oh no, not again. But why? What about your...
They've been getting less and less effective over time.
Nossa
I've
senhora.
had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after...
I'm sorry.
You... This is a
Miss Furina? I'd like...
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask.
E sei o que você vai dizer. Eita.
Loic, your character has no more scenes,
Sabia.
correct?
Eu sabia que ia acontecer algo assim, velho. Eu sabia. Eu sabia que ela ia passar mal e ela ter que fazer no lugar dela. Nossa, mano.
Yeah.
É porque
My scenes are all done.
coisas assim acontecem em
I do
anime.
have one more line.
Acontece em anime
But
também.
I
Então
guess
eu tô
another guy in
acostumado
the
já,
troupe
tô
with a similar
acostumado.
voice register could take it.
Mas não reclamo. Eu gosto disso, eu
Please
gosto.
take Delphi back to her place to
Achei
rest.
muito bom.
From the sublime
Não, quando é uma
to
personagem que eu gosto. Quando é uma personagem que eu gosto saindo do papel, eu não gosto.
come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, what, in your opinion, is the...
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in...
Eita.
Is she here yet?
Let's get here.
She's not coming.
Caralho.
She's here.
Que linda. Olha, nossa senhora. Meu Deus. Que coisa linda. Mano. Mano.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
Caralho.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Meu Deus do céu. Que animação linda. Vai se ferrar, mano. Que isso? Essa música também, pelo amor de Deus. Ah, meu controle desconectou. Meu teclado desconectou, que ódio. Ai, que ódio. Não conecta mais essa desgraça, calma. Ah, mano, eu não prestei tanta atenção. O que aconteceu? Eu vi a visão. Ai, que ódio. O teclado desligou totalmente. Que desgraça, mano. Calma aí.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
Calma, tô terminando de arrumar. É que eu tô arrumando uma bagunça aqui de fios que eu não tô aguentando mais. Não tô arrumando porque tá muita bagunça. Vai dar preguiça só de olhar de arrumar isso aqui. Pronto. Creio eu que não vai mais dar problema. Aê, boa, meu teclado não tá ligando mais. Que ódio. Agora ligou. Pronto. Arrumei tudo.
She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere?
Ó a visão, ó a visão.
Gotta say though, her acting's the little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a...
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself. Still, I have to. It felt good.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Furina after all.
She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should...
All right, calm down, don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equal.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Sim.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign...
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly...
Ai, a visão. Finalmente comentaram sobre a visão. Nossa senhora. Estava quase deixando... Ah, não, é a visão falsa, caiu. Ah, é uma visão falsa. Ah, eu vou se ferrar. Nossa, era uma visão falsa. Ah, mas uma de verdade apareceu do nada. Ah, tá. É a da visão... Nossa.
Oh,
é.
That.
Aí ela aí, ó. Aí ela aí.
I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it?
Será que ela não percebeu que ganhou visão?
Such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder...
let's go check on her.
Yes. Plus, she'll if nothing else, we can safely say that...
Ela não percebeu que ganhou poderes elementais? Não é possível. Deixa eu ver aqui. Ainda mostra interrogação. Deixa eu ver onde é que tem que ir. Ah, tem que ir aqui. Quando vai acabar? Eu quero ver se realmente vai mudar pra visão ou gnose. Eu quero ver isso logo.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! So you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the
That's what. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's worked. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your...
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself...
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to...
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each...
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
So, any plans for the next step?
Ó o silêncio.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the Little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your...
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but...
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've... What about you, Miss Furina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will... You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Não é necessário impor limites assim. Só faça o que parece certo pra você.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress, but from now on, I want to watch them blossom, and I'm sure this is what captivated.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from... The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Pera, ela falou da visão que ela ganhou? Acabou a missão. Acabou mesmo. Deixa eu ver. Máscara da culpa. Não, aqui ó. Capítulo Animula Chorag. É, concluído. Vamos ver aqui o porquê. Muda pra visão. Muda pra visão. Ai meu Deus, muda pra visão. Ai, F não é Arconte. Visão. Aido. É isso, né? Furina, quer dizer, Furina não é uma Arconte. Impressionante, Fontaine não tem Arconte. É isso, gente. Acabou o vídeo por aqui. Foi bem longo. Resumindo, Furina não é Arconte, ela tem visão e é isso. E sim, é muito lindo. Eu gostei da lendária. Mas é isso, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado também. E até o próximo vídeo ou live. Falou!